So the so-called jobs that were created that they bragged about. Oh, did they brag about those jobs? 5% unemployment, the president, Nobel Peace Prize when he stepped into office, of course. Who cares about the Middle East bombing and drones and all that? Give him a peace prize. He needs it. Um, Recovery, I did a good job. He's boasting. Remember what he said earlier? Was it earlier 2015 or early 2016 when he came out? But Barack, anyone that says the American economy is not recovering or strong is peddling fiction. Remember that one? Do you guys remember that one? Oh, my goodness. My goodness gracious, right? So we find out that the so-called recovery and jobs and all this nonsense, top this is Zero Hedge, of course, top Whitehouse economist admits 94% of all new jobs under Obama were freaking part-time. Remember what we said? Waiters, bartenders, that's where a lot of the activity went, job activity. Oh, numbers are up today. Oh, we lost a bunch of manufacturing, but that's okay. We got this other area. In the other area, like bartenders, waitresses. However, a lot of that is full-time. But whatever numbers they gave us, when they said, oh, job. Because, see, here's the thing. If someone had, like my mom, I tell you this all the time. Mom, you have 13, 14, 15 hours a week, sometimes 12 or less. Doesn't make sense for you to get in your car, put gas in the car, drive to this store. She does some kind of retail, sets up displays, takes them down, adds things to the display, takes pictures, send the pictures to her boss. This is what the aisle looked like. This is what the display looked like. Mom, that doesn't even, I'm not sure what she's getting paid, but it's either minimum wage or above, maybe a little above minimum wage. I'll have to ask her. Mom, doesn't even make sense. But my mom is one of the people that they cannot say is jobless or part of the unemployment. Can't say that. Why? Because her 12, 13, 14, 15 hours that she gets counts as being employed. Which also means, since 94% of all new jobs that were created under Obama were part-time, the same applies to them too. You guys are counted as working, which is why I've been saying all this time, don't look at these numbers. They're nonsense. They revise them 2 months later, a month later, they're revised down again. And by the way, I read 2 days ago, third quarter GDP, they had to revise. But guess what? I couldn't believe what I was reading. It was revised upwards, just a smidgen, a hair, a gnat's hair. I said, oh my gosh, they revised it up? It actually was revised up for the first time in I don't even know how many years, a decade now or more. Everything else is a revision or a double revision later. Ooh, double revision. So that's why I've been saying all this time, what I look at is things that they don't, I guess maybe they can't hide, such as food stamp EBT usage. 24 million people on food stamps back prior to 2008. 46 or so to 48, somewhere in there, million on food stamps. So I've been saying this whole time, every time something like this would come up, it is not possible for 7% unemployment to turn to 6, to then turn to 5, and all hail Obama, he did it. Congratulations, you did it. World's best cup of coffee. In case you don't know that, that's from Elf. It's becoming one of my favorite movies, like The Christmas Story with little Ralphie. And did you know in the beginning with Elf, and the little elf guy comes up to Elf and it's like, hey, buddy, how many Etch-a-Sketches have you got done? Hey, Ming Ming. 38. Whoa. Well, that puts you 249 behind, That guy, that little elf, is actually the Christmas Story kid. Fun tip from Jason at 4 to you. That is the Christmas Story kid. Played in that movie. Elf is now becoming my favorite Christmas movie. So yeah, we've been lied to again, lied to then some. Proof is in the pudding. So this is like what I say, this is the fundamentals. Fundamentals are, how many people are on food stamps? About 46, 47, 48 million. How many were they 10 years ago? 24. And the unemployment rate did go up pretty good during the last 8 years. Yep, sure did. And it came back down to 5% now, incredibly low, correct? Yes, that's correct, official numbers. Then how come 46 to 48 million people are still on food stamps? That's because 10, 12, 13, 14 hours, you qualify. You qualify for food stamps. You can't make a living like that. So, they're saying, I'm going to finish this little article. It's kind of short. Just over 6 years ago, in December 2010, Zero Hedge wrote an article charting America's transformation to a part-time worker society. So I'm going to right-click and open that. This is why I absolutely love Zero Hedge. December 13th, 2010. Yeah, it's true. Charting America's transformation to a part-time worker society following 6 straight months of full-time job declines. Of course, that's hearsay, that's fake news, according to the media. When once again, the conspiracy theorists got it right. Insane. In which we predicted and showed that in light of the underlying changes resulting from the Second Great Depression, whose full impacts remain masked by trillions in monetary stimulus and soon perhaps fiscal, America is shifting from a traditional workforce, one where the majority of new employment is retained on a full-time basis, to a gig economy, where workers are severely disenfranchised and enjoy far less employment leverage, job stability, and perks than their pre-crash peers. It also explains why, despite the 4.5% unemployment rate, which the Fed had erroneously assumed is indicative of job market at capacity, wage growth not only refuses to materialize, but as we showed yesterday, the growth in real disposable personal income was the lowest since 2014. When we first penned our article, it was dubbed Fringe. Talk about the original one. Fringe, tinfoil hattery, or the latest vernacular fake news. Fast forward 6 years, when a report by Harvard and Princeton economists Lawrence Katz and Alan Kruger. Kruger? Alan, are you related to a man named Freddie, who was horribly burned up and down his body and had a glove with these razor-sharp claws on it? No? Okay. Confirms exactly what we warned. In their study, the duo showed that from 2005 to 2015, the proportion of American workers engaged in what they refer to as alternative work soared during the Obama era, from 10.7% in 2005 to 15.8% in 2015. For the mathematically challenged, that's 50% higher. Alternative, or gig work, is defined as temporary help agency workers, on-call workers, contract company workers, independent contractors or freelancers, and is generally unsteady, without a fixed paycheck, and with virtually no benefits. The two economists also found that each of the common types of alternative work increased from 2005 to 2015, with the largest changes in the number of independent contractors and workers provided by contract firms, such as janitors that work full-time at a particular office but are paid by a janitorial services firm. Kruger, again, not Freddie. You might think it is from the sounds of this, but it's not Freddie Kruger, who until 2013 was also the top White House economist serving as chairman of the Council on Economic Advisors under Obama, was, quote, surprised by the finding. Really? Quoted by Quartz, he said, "We find that 94% of net job growth in the past decade was in the alternative work category, and over 60% was due to the rise of independent contractors, freelancers, and contract company workers. In other words, Nearly all of the 10 million jobs created between 2005 and 2015 were not traditional 9-to-5 employment. While the finding is good news for some, such as graphic designers and lawyers who hate going into the office, for whom new technology and Obamacare has made it more appealing to become an independent contractor, but for those seeking a steady administrative assistant office job, the market is grim. It also explains why, despite an apparent recovery in the labor market, wage growth has been non-existent due to the lack of career advancement and salary increase options for this vast cohort, which was hired over the past decade. The decline of conventional full-time work has impacted every demographic. Whether this change is good or bad depends on what kinds of jobs people want. Workers seeking full-time, steady work have lost, said Kruger. He then added, perhaps sarcastically, that while many of those who value flexibility and have a spouse with a steady job have probably gained. Yes, well, spousal support aside, it also confirms another troubling finding this website reported first earlier this month, namely that the number of multiple job holders has recently hit the highest number this century. Now, granted, we're 16, almost 17 years into the century, but nonetheless, people are finding alternative, additional work to earn extra money. So your normal job is not enough to do what it used to do as far as pay the bills it used to pay. Like I said the other day, when in the flipping hell did a freaking car, F-150 pickup truck, Silverado 1500, cost $50,000 when those things were not all that long ago, 25, 30 for the nice one with all the bells and whistles. Oh, that one's got four-wheel drive? Yeah, that one's 30, sir. And again, the car companies, they're shutting down their plants. I just did a video on this a few days ago. They're shutting down their plants. Oh, it's just going to be temporary. We're just going to shut down temporarily. And what about those workers? Do they continue getting paid while you shut down? No. Like at Caterpillar, or what was it, Caterpillar? I just found out after we went home, we got laid off. They don't even let you come in and get your stuff. They don't tell you on your way out, we're letting you go, get your stuff and leave today. Nope. You're fired. Don't come into the office. Security will escort you out immediately. If you do, we're going to ship you your stuff. Your stuff in your cubicle, pictures of your family, all that stuff. Listen, you've been with us 15 years. You've done a great job. You never complained. You came into work every single day. You're not the kind of guy or girl that called out and, we were kind of looking to get. We have shareholders, and we've been doing a lot of stock buybacks, which is why the market's extra rallying right now, because we're buying back our stock. So we need all the extra money we can get. We're going to have to let you go. And I can't wait for the day when government positions, which will happen in the near future, experience the same thing. Government's cutting back, which means your government services are cutting back. Longer lines at the DMV, longer lines at anything with government. Harder to get stuff done. Less firemen, less police officers, less everything. That's usually how this ends. Usually how it goes. And funny coincidence, I fall under the category of what was it? Namely that the number of multiple job holders has recently hit the highest number of this century. I am a multiple job holder. I will say this too. I am lucky. My day job pays me nice. I got a good salary. I'm happy with it. But this, like I told you, this YouTube videos, the little advertisements, makes it even sweeter. I have a second income now. Doing these videos anyways, why not put ads on there and earn a couple bucks? And this is fantastic because the more subscribers I get, and it's extremely slow trickling up if you want to know the truth as far as the income goes, because I'm getting 40, 50, 60 new subscribers a day, and it takes like thousands of views to really notice anything as far as income goes. But nonetheless, it's kind of like I'm in control of my raise, if you know what I mean. Like, I can do a video, and the fact that more people are joining, subscribing, ultimately, so in a year from now, where am I going to be at? Like I said, you guys helped me pay my rent with this. This is fantastic. I love you guys. And I know you hate those ads on there, but I love you guys, okay? I am a multiple job holder. Not because I need to, but because I want to. And especially when I see all this crap coming from a mile away, light years ahead of most people, I want to earn as much money as I possibly can, dump it into some silver, which I have been doing, and then build up a cash reserve. Again, I want to buy a freaking house. I want to be able to come out here and say, guys, in a few years, somehow I was able to pull this off, whatever, and I'm buying a freaking house with no mortgage. I was able to save the cash. The YouTube stuff helped. My day job helped. I was able to sell the silver finally. The price went up high enough. I'm satisfied now, and I just got a freaking house. No mortgage. Zero mortgage. Oh, and by the way, it's in Florida, and there's multiple acres on it, which means normally it's an expensive house. But because of the housing crash that's coming, Jason at 4 saw this coming from light years away, tried to play his hand the proper way as best he could, and capitalize on it. That's how I want this to end. Doesn't mean it will end that way, but I hope it does. And I think I have a good grasp on things. A lot of you do. I see your comments and stuff and your emails to me, which, by the way, I do get 1 or 2 emails, if you know what I mean, a day. I get a few, and I don't always respond. Sometimes I wait a week or two. Let me go. I got a backlog. Let me just spend an hour answering, reply. So every email you send me, which normally you get to me through my site, realistnews.net, I get those emails. They come in. Even though you don't know I got them, I got them. Because you're just hitting a contact form. But I do get them. I do read what you say. Sometimes it's not even necessary for me to reply, but I do get them, and I do read every single email I get. I definitely read them. And I do that especially because sometimes you'll send me something. Hey, is this a WebBot hit? Or, hey, didn't this say that? Oh, that's right. Thanks for sending that. Yep. Boom. Let me go do a video on this. Fantastic. So it is, as of today, when you're seeing this, it's the day before Christmas. I got one more video to do. Again, like I said, I got videos to do 3 videos a day these days, easily. I'm going to do a 3rd video. You'll have a playlist to watch all 3 of these on the description box of these videos. If you want to watch the playlist, that way you don't have to press nothing. It'll just go 1, 2, and 3. I don't think I have the heart to do any kind of video on Christmas Day. Okay? Not this time. I don't think Sunday I'm doing any video. Wake up, enjoy your Christmas Day, your kids, presents, all that stuff. And that's it. Hope you guys have a great Christmas. Hope everything goes smooth. But no videos from Jason Nip on Sunday. So take care.